This is your daily reminder to never settle. I just got off working a 12-hour shift. My boyfriend brought me lunch during that 12-hour shift, came and got my car without even telling me or without asking, filled up my gas tank, cleaned my car, took it through the car wash, cleaned the inside, found my missing credit card, found my missing Summer Fridays chapstick, all in my car.
What?
Yeah, I'll admit, those sound like nice things for your boyfriend to do for you, but something tells me he didn't do this out of the kindness of his own heart. Just looking at your face, you don't look surprised, happy, or even thankful that he did any of those things. You're listing these things off as if you expected him to do them in the first place. At the very minimum, the least you can do is pretend to sound grateful, because this guy spent the better part of his afternoon to make sure you had something to eat and cleaning your own car because you're too stupid to remember to pack a lunch and too lazy to keep track of something as important as a credit card. But no, you're just sitting there flexing and bragging without a single ounce of gratitude for a guy you probably treat as your own personal doormat. And if she's not cheating on him yet, then I give her about 6 months until she's found in the office supply closet with Chad from shipping and receiving. I'm willing to bet a penny on that. Any takers?
And I guarantee when I get home, the apartment's gonna be clean. There's gonna be dinner waiting for me. He's gonna ask me if I want ice cream. He'd pour me a drink. He'll do anything. And this is always. This isn't a one-time thing. He's not just doing this because he wants something. This is always. If he wanted to, he would. Do not settle.
Boy, there's no real easy way to say this, but, look, you're a simp.
Yep, I'm calling it. She's definitely cheating on him. She clearly has no respect for her boyfriend. Woman, you can't even bring yourself to say that you feel so lucky to have a guy who takes care of you. No, you're just talking about how you shouldn't settle. You got yourself a nice little simp who's willing to be treated like garbage if it means that he doesn't have to be alone. But one day, your simp boyfriend will have enough. He'll get fed up with your ungrateful attitude and your obvious lack of enthusiasm during the one time a month you allow him to have some fun in the bedroom with you. He'll start to stand up for himself, and when that day happens, he's gonna kick your ass to the curb where it belongs. I will admit, you gave him some pretty solid advice, because one day he will realize that there is no point in settling for an ungrateful harlot like you.
Indeed!
If women are men because they're doing everything that men do, then what does that make men? If men aren't doing anything that women aren't already doing, what is it that you bring to the table then?
Let's play.
We bring more to that table than you ever could, woman. Outside of the higher income, we also bring stability, protection, a role model for the children, food in the fridge, basic household maintenance, yard work, the house itself, a kick-ass stereo system, and a pretty sweet pool table, and also the ability to lead the household and put argumentative chicks like you in their place. But according to vile wretches such as yourself, this is expected of the man. However, when you do all of the things that are expected of a man, then all of the sudden you're stunning and brave and worthy of praise. The only thing that I have to praise about you is how people can actually listen to you prattle for more than 5 seconds without having to pray for a brain aneurysm.
Okay, God! Let me have it!
If you're saying that women have become men because they're working, they're going to school, they're also being mothers and parents, and that somehow makes them men, and therefore unattractive, because that's exactly what you're saying.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mum.
No, it's not that women who work are considered men. In fact, thanks to the feminism that you irresponsibly preach, a household's cost of living is dependent on 2 incomes. So a woman, more often than not, is going to be expected to work in order to support the household. It's the fact that women think they're better than men simply because they have a job. They start to act more masculine and domineering. Now, I know that you're too simple to understand basic concepts of human pair bonding because you're virtually an empty husk of a human, but I'll try to explain it to you the best I can. The second a woman becomes masculine and domineering, she becomes incredibly unattractive. But I don't expect you to believe this because you have all the traits of a masculine woman. You're smug, argumentative, and you have a nose ring. And you're clearly more than willing to destroy a family if it means that you get to think that you're right. So you're not very attractive, even with your mouth shut.
Then what does that make you all? Because in comparison, the modern woman, between 25 and 55, 75% of them are working. And they're also doing the majority of the childcare and domestic labor, whereas men are just working. So if women are, in conclusion, doing the most, and that makes us men, which in turn would make us manly and masculine, does that make men women and feminine?
You're
You don't know what words mean, do you?
Alright, so women are doing 25 to 75% of the working and the household labor. That sounds like a pretty extreme statistic there, sister. Under that logic, men are just working and doing nothing else 75 to 25% of the time. So you could infer that 75 to 25% of the time, men are actually working and doing household labor. I just used 3 seconds worth of nonsense logic to completely defeat your argument. You're gonna try to use word salad to make yourself look like an overworked victim when all you're doing is making yourself look like an entitled jackass. Women like you talk about how you want a partner, but what you fail to understand is that men do not want partners. Partners are for treasure hunters and paintball wars. Men want a wife, and wives have certain responsibilities to her husband. And coincidentally enough, it just so happens that those responsibilities are the very ones you're constantly bitching and moaning about. Just come out and say you want a maid to do the laundry and a nanny to raise your children. I mean, I won't respect you if you do, but at least you'll be honest for once in your meaningless existence, and that's gotta count for something.
Hi, I'm back. Anytime I use dating apps, I'm noticing a pattern of people that I always swipe left on, and I'm going to share that with you. So men, if you're watching, here's the comprehensive list of reasons why I didn't swipe right. Number 1, if the most interesting thing about you is that you like tacos and margaritas, left. If you're looking for a gym buddy, that ain't me. Hello? You could be the hottest man on this planet, but if you're hiking in like 5 of your pictures, it's not gonna work out.
I am amazed to think that a handsome blade like the Sheriff of Rottingham would ever want a creature like you.
Okay, woman, I have no idea what your name is, but I'm gonna guess that your online dating profile name is Tubba Love, so that's what I'm gonna call you. Tubba Love, I actually think it's kind of amazing how you think that men on dating apps actually give a damn as to why you swiped left on them. I am squinting as hard as I can and trying to imagine one single reason why you think men are wondering why you're denying them with a presence that you can only assume is godlike. But no matter how much intergalactic space brandy I shotgun, I simply cannot for the life of me comprehend why you think this way. One look at you and I can already tell that your gunked up pit of putrid daddy issues isn't nearly worth the value you place on it. And what's even more amazing is that you think a man who's into fitness and hiking would ever settle for a woman who thinks her girth counts as a personality trait.
If your bio says into thick women, immediate left. Red flags all over that shit. I'm not trying to be fetishized in my spare time. I get enough of that on the internet. If the only thing in your bio is 420 friendly, no. I'm sure you're great. Immediate left. If your bio says anything along the lines of not looking for a relationship, but let's see where this goes, go fuck yourself. You either are or you aren't. To me, that screams everyone is an option, and I don't know what I want.
I don't care!
Tubba Love, you should be flattered that there are men out there who are willing to fetishize you because they desire women who are festively plump. Because Chad, he sure isn't. Sure, he may go out and slub it every once in a while, but for the most part, he's not gonna go after women like you, mainly because Chad has standards and you violate every single one of them. Now, Tubba, I know you cannot possibly comprehend why men find you unattractive, and sure, being large to an unhealthy degree is not winning you any points, and if we're being real here, I've seen Vegas streetwalkers who are less liberal with the eyeliner, and your voice isn't winning you any favors either, but the real reason why you're unattractive is because you think you're the single-handedly most important person on the planet simply because you exist. And you're gonna have to try a little bit harder to actually prove that you can be meaningful to someone outside of yourself, but considering your terrible taste in jewelry, I am not gonna hold my breath.
And that's a whole mess of toxicity I'm not trying to deal with. Pictures of fishing or hunting, obviously, immediate left. Why would I want to see dead things when I'm trying to find my soulmate? If 100% of your pictures are group shots, how the f am I supposed to know which one you are? It's never the hot one. Immediate left. And the thing that takes the cake, that makes the men so angry, if it says conservative, immediate left. We are not gonna get along. Blue lives matter, anything, no. The conservative cowboys really be wanting us e-girls, huh? They ain't gonna get us though.
Stop!
Tubsy Wubsy, there is not a single self-respecting man alive who is going to care that you swipe left on him simply because of meaningless political stances. In fact, he's gonna take one look at you and already tell that you're a brain-damaged, self-important scarfer of hoagies. And trust me, woman, none of them are crying over you. In fact, most self-respecting men want nothing to do with e-girls simply because we already know everything about you. You're vain, uninteresting, and you don't have an independent thought in your head. And even if you were to work hard to shed those extra pounds and learn how to properly apply makeup in the appropriate proportions, self-respecting men still will want nothing to do with you. Because no matter how attractive you look on the outside, on the inside you'll always be that stupid, obnoxious little NPC who, if they said had a weight problem, it would have meant that they lost 50 pounds. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. As always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Let's get together and give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for checking out the new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.